Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast today. If you're an author who feels like marketing your book is exhausting, confusing, or just one more thing on your already to-do list, this episode is for you. I'm Hallbach Paciorek, magazine publisher turned book marketer, and today I want to flip the way you think about book promotion on its head. Because here's the truth most authors don't hear enough. Your book itself is the best marketing you can do. Not the Instagram reels, not the ads, and not the complicated funnels. Your actual book, the story, the experience, the way it invites readers to stay connected, and what you put inside and outside the book. That's where the real magic happens. In this episode, we're talking about how it is already doing the heavy lifting for your marketing, or in some cases, it might be working against you. Grab your coffee, your notebook, and your snuggly fur baby, and let's talk about how to make your book work for you. Hi, friends. Hallbach Paciorek. Welcome back to the podcast. Today, I'm really excited to talk about your book. Yeah, the actual book. So many people think that they can just pop up a Facebook ad or Amazon ad, and ads don't sell books. The book sells your book, right? And so here is the thing. The book itself lives at the intersection of your craft and the marketing. So a great manuscript is not optional. If your book is poorly written or poorly edited, it can hurt your marketing. Bad reviews are word of mouth in disguise. And you'll see a lot of books that have some fabulous potential, but they have been edited just using spell check or maybe our new friend AI, right? And truly, I feel like you need somebody besides you to look at your book. It's kind of one of those things where you keep looking at it and you've looked at it so many times and it all looks the same after a while. I have been doing magazines for almost 30 years now, and every magazine that I have printed out there probably has a typo in it somewhere for that reason. Now, what's beautiful about today and the digital world of book marketing is that if you do find an error because of print on demand, it's a lot easier to fix that, right? But the thing is, you really want to make your book the best it can possibly be from the start. And we're going to go through that a little bit more today. And I want to give you some tips that people are not always doing. I cannot believe how many people aren't doing these things, but I want to make sure that you have some easy things that you can do either in your book or the next time you do some edits to make it the best possible marketing piece it can be. The first thing we want to do is we want to make sure we have a fabulous cover, right? A book really is judged by the cover. I know they try to say not to do that, but it happens. When someone is walking through a bookstore or scrolling online, they are going to be stopped by a fabulous cover, right? And these two covers here clearly say that they are some sort of drama, right? It's easy to tell what these books are. When you look at even my simple journals, I mean, this one is pretty obvious. It's not fancy, but it's definitely a podcast planner, obviously from the cover, but you can also see the little graphics as well. And so your cover itself, of course, is going to get judged. Once a person picks up your book, if they're in a store, they need to be able to see what's on the back of the book. It also needs to be able to sell your book. Now, on something like Amazon or Barnes & Noble or any online publishing company, the back of your book is somewhat equivalent to that blurb. So you want to also make sure that the blurb itself is good, right? And when you have a good cover, front and back, that person is going to be more likely to take a peek at what's inside the book. This is where you get to make sure online that everything looks great and ready to go, that you've chosen the right categories and all of those things, right? But some things that you can do that are kind of fun. California Stars here by one of my favorite authors, Carly Yates. She did something really neat in the front of her book. She came up with a playlist, and she did a little scan me on there so you can see the QR code to get you to her playlist to go with the book. Genius. It's another way for her to be able to pull people in. Another thing that you can do in your book, and I do not see this very often, so I really want you to think about doing this. At the end of your book, you can use QR codes. Now, I don't want you to do this on your digital version, so you have to make sure that you are uploading this properly. On a digital version, they can't take a picture of the QR code if they are reading the book on their phone, right? So on a digital version, you're going to want to make sure that you have links. But this is a printed version. So if someone has this version of my little planner here, they're going to be able to take a photo of the QR code and get to the other things that I offer. This is a great way for you to insert your link tree, your website, or any way that they can somehow get into your sphere and get into your email list. I know I talk about this a lot, but social media is totally rented ground. And you really want to have a way for readers to be able to find you besides social media. The best way for that to happen is for you to have them on your email list, because that's how you can find them, right? But having them be able to go to your website to be able to look at all of the places you're online and not just that one spot, the spot where people end up in jail a lot. You want to make sure that they can find you in all the places. So having something like these Scan Me links that my friend Stacy did in her success planner, Stacy Baxley, because succeeding on purpose begins with a plan. She did this very well. It looks very inviting, very simple, very easy to see. Scan Me. There is no question what she's doing here, right? It's directed. We want to think that, oh, they're so smart. If they love me, they'll find me. But that's not really true. People are in a rush today. People are always in a hurry, and people need step-by-step instructions. Sometimes you're going to have people reading your book that may not be as tech savvy as you are. In that case, you absolutely need to make sure you give them specific step-by-step instructions on how to find you. Using a QR code and clickable links is a great way to do that. When you are using those codes and links, though, I want you to also put that information in writing for them. Join my newsletter at blue.digitalmarketing.com. Okay, this way, not only have they been able to potentially click or do a QR code, if for some reason those things don't work, they see it in black and white right there, how to find you. The other thing that I want you to do at the back of your book, there are a few things that some people are just not doing. If you have the opportunity to put something about your next book that's coming out, if you are a series writer or you have more than one book, please do that. Let people know what's going on next. But the other thing I want you to do is I want you to actually ask for reviews. This is California Stars again. What she did was really fun because she used the stars from her book, but she actually has a little note there asking for your reviews. People don't always think to go do that, and it's really helpful to do that. Now, this printed version, she also is showing us actual links, right, of where to find her. And then she has a little bit of information about her as well. So Carly does a really nice job here of not only making her cover beautiful and very representative of the book, but she has a lot of good information inside the book that's going to help lead you to her elsewhere. And there's really no better person to sell your book than you. You could buy all the ads in the world. You could hire all the marketers in the world. I'm happy to help you market your book, but ultimately you, yourself, and your book are what's going to sell that book. And now just a brief word about the covers. Oh goodness, I'm in a lot of Facebook groups with authors. And I think you all know by now how the author world tends to feel about using artificial intelligence. Now, I am a fan of AI when it comes to doing all of the assisting and admin tasks for your book. However, you need to write your book yourself. You need to have people edit your book, and you really need a cover that is well done and, if at all possible, is not just a Canva template or an AI piece of work. When you get something like that, all of the other ethical considerations aside, Canva templates are being used by many, many people. And so your book cover is not going to be your book cover. It is going to be the same cover, possibly, that other authors are using. If you take a cover and draw it by hand and give it to an artist, or find someone on Etsy, someone on Fiverr, Upwork, various other Facebook groups, I really encourage you to have some sort of budget to, at the very least, get a good cover. When it comes to the editing, you can have some beta readers. You can have some alpha readers. You can have actual editors. I realize that most authors are not made of bags of money. I get that. But you don't want to put a book out there with your name on it that is subpar or that has a cover just like everyone else's. Because again, people are absolutely going to judge your book by the cover. They're absolutely going to judge your book by the editing. And these are things that are what's going to grow your name as an author. These are things that are going to be really important if you want to keep moving forward in a career as an author. So, again, I want to make sure that you are understanding that your book itself is creating the connection before you ever even speak to a reader. If you want to be a guest on podcast, if you want to be a guest blogger, if you want to be at events or a collaborator of any kind, they are going to look at your book. They are possibly going to get your book. If you're working with influencers, they may want to have your book in their hands, especially if you're using TikTok to sell your book. And so again, this is really important. Your book itself is the number one marketing piece that you have. So I want to invite you to do a short audit of your book today. Does your cover speak to the demographic you are trying to sell to? If I were to read your blurb, the back of the book, or your blurb online, would I know what your book is about? Would it make me curious enough to click further or to open the book and page through it? Look at the end of your book. Are you directing them where you want them to go next? Make sure you are doing these things. If you have any questions on this, I've got a couple of blogs. One is called Your Book is the Main Marketing Piece, and the other blog is called The Last Page. I will drop those links in the notes, but look for those two blogs and check those out because there are also going to be some other resources in there. You can also request my free 10 steps to marketing your book ebook that you can get through the show notes. Make sure you get that. Make sure you check out the blogs. And if you have any other questions, be sure to reach out. I'm happy to assist you. And don't forget, we have the Authors Allies Roundtable membership where we do all of this together and we can help you make sure your book is the best marketing piece possible. Thanks for listening. Have a great day, and I will see you next time.
That's all for this episode of Authors Allies. We hope you enjoyed our exploration of the literary world. Be sure to stay tuned for our next episode where we'll have more fascinating interviews, book reviews, and marketing tips. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on your favorite platform. Leave us a review and share us with a friend. To get your free copy of our ebook, 10 Steps to Your Ultimate Book Marketing Plan, be sure to head over to our show notes. Until next time, happy reading and writing.